Day one of Confraternity 2023, and you finish with a crackerjack game indeed, Michael Crutcher. How good is this one going to be between the Cathedral College and St Mary's from Toowoomba? St Mary's in the traditional butcher stripes are going to receive at the northern end.
A clash to finish off day one with two teams who've come to know very well in Div1 over the years. These two teams, TCC finalists in 2019 at Bundaberg, which is only a couple of finals ago given the COVID interruptions, and of course St Mary's champions in Charters Towers in 2018, the team that Jake Simpkins led.
So strap yourselves in, this should be an absolute doozy as we get underway here. Final game, day one, Confraternity 2023, and it's sure to be a blockbuster.
These teams come into this game this morning. TCC defeated Shalom College from Bundaberg 12-4, and St Mary's an 18-6 win over Division 1 debutant St Edmunds Ipswich. So both teams had a win this morning, and this will go a long way towards getting them the top seed in this division if they can win this one.
Good start for St Edmunds. That's a quality effort against the top side.
It is, yeah. They've gone up to Div 1 this year. Aquinas, the inaugural Confra champions, to Div 2. So we've had a few little changes. We don't have them very often, but we have this year, and good on Eddie's for getting to Div 1 and up against a very good team straight away in St Mary's.
Yeah, Aquinas damaging this afternoon in their win. As we see St Mary's from Toowoomba. Last tackle, so good defensive set here from the Cathedral College. Unable to get to his kick. And that's a changeover on the 30, right in front of the sticks here for the Cathedral College.
Great history with these two schools in Confro, of course. We mentioned that Jake Simpkin led them to victory in 2018 in Charters Towers, but of course the school of Jonathan Thurston, a Confro graduate, one of the best known Confro graduates. TTCC in recent years, Kobe Hetherington among the players who've worn this jersey at Confro, so great background for both of them.
Walker with a carry, now the other prop forward there in Lana. Rangy number 8. Dummy half is Bryce. They fire it to the right hand side. People in motion. Back row there, I think that might have been in Waggon. Dummy half is Bryce again. Finds the prop forward going forward, and Ernest Walker. Oh, so close. His headgear actually might be over the try line. Lucky it's black. Might have awarded the try for a footy. Catch and pass. The defence is too good there. Coming up is Patrick Sanderson. Cuts down that play. St Mary's defending their try line. 0-0. Syrup finds a try scorer coming through, and it's the referee's going to talk to his touchy. Michael, how did you see this one?
Whether he's got an offside in front of the kick,
he
does have an offside. The touch judge, to his credit, didn't move after that kick was taken. He spotted that offside. It was beautifully taken all the same, and almost a great tackle to keep the try from being scored. But good start, good enterprising start from both these teams. Then we talk about a bit of this, Southern Queensland versus North Queensland. We mentioned Ignatius Park and Townsville won the last two Confros. The last team from Southern Queensland to win it was St Mary's. So it's been a bit of that north-south divide in recent years. So but a proud school in Confro history, St Mary's, and we'll see what they're like in 2023.
St Mary's just going sideways with their play at the moment. Trying to make a way through this Cathedral defence. So far it's been too good, so halfway line still hasn't been crossed. Bit of a bang of the head there to the centre three-quarter there for Sanderson. Again, Cathedral don't allow St Mary's across the halfway line. Solid defence coming through there from Hugh Hebringham. They've driven back to the 40. It's not the last, puts it in the air there. There's Braithen Scott. In the sun, takes it in the end, no, loses the footy, knocked back, says the referee. Touch judge, and it goes into touch as well. So that'll be a scrum feed and in possession for St Mary's.
Yeah, we mentioned earlier today just that wind. It seems to have dropped off a little bit this afternoon. You've got your jumper on though. It's a little bit chilly. Wasn't earlier in the day, but it's not as swirling as it was, but it's still enough. And that type of kick, you can still be taken a bit off path. The sun's not quite in your eyes on that angle, but players coming through quickly. So be interesting to see how that breeze does affect it in this match, as it has all day. It's been an impact across the first day of games.
To St Mary's. Scrum, 25 out. They win it. Jury gives the ball off to a flying Thomas Fry, and the flying Fry scores a try.
We've seen some tries today from scrums. There's another one, just a lovely line that Thomas Fry ran there, just coming onto that ball off the back of the scrum. As you see the replay, and just left enough there. The defence bit inside, and Thomas Fry with the lovely run to score next to the post. And you know, we know in these games they're 20-minute halves, and you're looking to make the most of your opportunities. TCC just dropped that ball over in the corner. Mary's gets the scrum, and they make the most of it. And sometimes in Confro, in these really quick games, it's really important to do what you can.
You haven't really got time to wear down an opposition, not on day one anyway. But the thing with that was, again, a set play from the back of a scrum, and it did a great job to Jake Jury. Takes it to the line, and then just powering onto it at pace as Thomas Fry. Open the account, but you're right, moments ago we're down the other end. Here it's called back because the player was in front of the kicker. So that denied that try. Then all of a sudden they're huddled in the in-goal area here at the Cathedral College 13.
Yeah, they're a good team, as well as a conversion goes over for 6-0 to St Mary's. Coached by Tony Martin, of course, the Melbourne Storm premiership winning back from 1999. So he's in his second year as Confro. We see that replay, lovely line. Just some decisions made in defence that enabled Fry to go through. So it's a really good program. Rob Alexander, the principal at TCC, the former NRL referee.
Oh.
And Queensland Cup referee, and a very good principal, Rob Alexander. So there's a bit of footy everywhere through these Confro schools.
A restart, as I said, as Michael said, the ground almost fully in shade, and the breeze there. As soon as the sun disappears, it gets cold. Funny that. But I've got the wrong jumper. I was going to bring my skivvy, my grey Wiggles skivvy from the soccer goalkeeper.
3 days to go.
I have. I might sew one. See how I go. I am batching at the moment. Still misses. So Mary's trying to whack their way out. It was a defensive set there earlier by the Cathedral College. I thought they were stamping their authority on this game, but it's just been turned on its head with this try at the other end, sharply. We're trying to get them back on side. It's an attempted 40-20. It's allowed to bounce, picked up there by Boykus. And the chase is good. Boykus beats one. Finally, Scott, the kicker, is involved in the tackle as well. So that's the 30-metre line. A couple of plays still coming back on side here for the Cathedral College. Elijah McKay gets up after the tackle there from Patrick Muir. Oh, half a gap there for the fullback and Darkin. He's trying to milk the penalty there. Doesn't get it. 3-on-2 on the blind side. Runs out of grass. It's Curtis Syria.
So whatever food is in the hot box,
Bryce,
will be sold.
Darkin.
No further hot food will be cooked past 4:30.
Last tackle now. Cathedral College, can they bounce back to down 6-0? Syrup puts it out on the chalk. Takes it nicely, this Painter. And Painter will be tackled 1 metre out from his try line. So good end of the set of 6 there for the Cathedral College.
Yeah, they'll be happy with that set to get some field position there, and they'll try to work hard in defence to keep St Mary's down here.
Oh, good tackle. So Mary's trying to go sideways, trying to go around the Cathedral pack.
Got some speed and break.
Cameron, that's
here.
why they're trying to go around the pack, because they got some. Cameron's inside. He takes the ball on his way to the chalk, puts a kick in here. Is it going to be tidy up? It will be, in a try there to Samuel Shepherd. Well, that's smart play there from Tate Cameron. He ran out of space, puts a kick through, and a lovely try to Brandon Scott. Let's have a look.
So we looked at Scott's been dangerous here. We've seen him already. He's got that speed. He went to that left. He's quick off the mark, Scott. He found the gap on the outside here. Now, this is a great piece of thinking. I wondered if he'd had the speed to cover off here. He didn't, but this kick was a smart option.
Yeah, my apologies. Nathan Scott, Tate Cameron, 7-1. And I'm allowed to drive a motor vehicle.
That's a very good start for St Mary's. We always say this, John, when we come to Confro, because of the changeover in Year 12 students who leave one year, and sometimes you can lose some seriously good players. It's always hard to get a handle on who's going well. TCC, I know they've had some pretty strong teams in recent years and have come to Confro with the nominal favourite tag among some people, even though it's hard to define that. But we didn't know what to make of St Mary's because they haven't been playing up in the Dolphins Cup like TCC have, or the Aaron Payne Cup like Iggy Park have as well, and St Pat's Mackay. So sometimes when the southern teams come here, I know that the North Queensland and Central Queensland coaches sort of brace themselves a bit just to see what the talent's like from down here, because it's hard to get a handle on them. But we're seeing already in these patches here that St Mary's have obviously come to Confro 23 with some good combinations, and after 10 minutes of this match, they're up 2 tries.
He's pushed this out to the right for the breeze to push it through the uprights. Tries to make that 2 converted tries, strikes it nicely, stuck very nicely, waved away. Score remains 10-0, 9 minutes to go. So a long range try here.
And just enough speed there, just to get to the outside. We saw Reece Walsh do that very well in Origin. Just enough speed to get to the outside of guys and cause them some trouble. Just get defences in 2 minds. That great kick towards the end, really smart. Ball sits up beautifully for the try.
Good chase there for James Boyd, because that could have come unstuck quite easily with a poor kick with his chase. Put some pressure on Scott, but nonetheless kept the ball alive in try time.
Now the other pool match today in this Division 1 Pool D, St Eddie's, we mentioned, from Ipswich on debut. They lost their second round match to Shalom from Bundaberg 26-4. As a penalty here will help St Mary's a lot, and it won't please TCC, I'd imagine, with 8 minutes left in the first half.
No, but I'll tell you who has sounded a warning or a shot across the bows, Iona College.
Yeah, Chris McKenna's team, and importantly, you see in that match Chris taking his captain and his forward leader Will Lane, the number 13, off in that game in the second half. Just saying we've got 3 days to go. Let's try and rest where we can. So again, already thinking about player management across this carnival.
Yeah, they were red hot. St Pat's, Shorncliffe. Couldn't believe the firepower that came up against them. Anyway, St Mary's looking to put another one on the...
At the moment, Iona's leading St Brendan's 4-0.
Look out, that's the one, Chris McKenna. So again, St Mary's peppering the line, dart from dummy half. The mark of defence there, and Savage makes the tackle on the hooker in Brody Hilt. Scott, the lock forward, just barges his way through the try line, and Bahidi sharply. Well, somebody stop him, he'll run out of the stadium, in the words of Ray Warren. Oh.
That was a line again. He just picked that line. There was a gap left there. It was again just spotting. There's Scott. There's the ball. I think they're looking for the out the back play, TCC maybe, but it wasn't the out the back play.
I think after conversion we'll have a look. A player flew out of the line there for TCC. Made no impact whatsoever. And there was a gaping hole there for him to go charging through for Brody Sharpley. He's been strong, the redhead.
Now we've seen games like this in Confro before, when we've had these halves where this is 3 tries to 0, where things can turn really quickly. And if you talk to the coaches and you say at the end of the game, what happened there? The normal answer is schoolboy footy.
Yeah,
things can change in schools footy. We know that, and TCC just probably need to just get some field position here. That penalty that came from that set off the kick to St Mary's is again a killer. Just helps relieve that pressure. So TCC will have to build up pressure, and I don't care if it's a game of 40 minutes or a game of 80 minutes. Pressure builds opportunities, and that's what they'll need to do if they just want to keep that ball in hand, force mistakes, and get down the other end of the ground.
So Wraith Scott with his conversion attempt. Cathedral College in the in-goal area, receiving instructions on how to try and stop the Butcher Stripes from running amok any further. Wind has dropped considerably, so it should be just a straight up and down. Yep, misses it. Good on you, John. Conversion unsuccessful, 14 points to nil. Just have a look at the play that comes out of line here for Cathedral College to put a shot on there.
Yeah, straight out. But also the expectation too, maybe it was an out the back play, but Sharpley was in a really good position. He took it well, and then John Devine single-handedly killed the conversion.
Mate, you wait. There's more to come. You haven't got a chance if you're a goal kicker on field one this week. Score 14-0. Just under 5 minutes remaining. St Mary's. Cathedral don't want to leak any more points. Ideally score some of their own, but first of all they've got to get the footy back. They haven't had a lot of footy due to Hanley errors and a few penalties. Stiven draws a few defenders. They're trying to suffocate the progress of St Mary's here at Cathedral College. Want to be careful they don't. Well, has he got a penalty for lip? He has. Now I talked to Luke Oxford about the number one coach kill. It has to be back chatting the ref.
Yeah, back chat when you've got the ball about 15 metres out from your own line too.
Mate, if there's a reserve grade, he'd be in it next week.
Yeah, that's a frustration, but a big chance for TCC. 3.5 minutes to go here. It'd be big to get points.
Ethan Little takes the first carry. Now with Jaden Savage close. Bryce at dummy half. Prop forward wants to try and get across the chalk there, and Travis Lana. So far, St Mary's holding. Short ball for a ball runner in the back row, and Zach Bateman. And Bateman, quick play, the ball dart from dummy half. He might have gone across the try line, and Zach Bryce, no, held up. Good defence of Mary's.
She was on there too. The run from Bateman and the quick play the ball gave some chance for TCC to get over, but Mary's were up to that on the defensive line, but still a chance here for TCC.
Still alive. Sear up, puts a kick in the in-goal area, doesn't bounce for him. Penalty. I'm just wondering whether it was inside the 10 or was it shot behind?
I think it was a shot off the ball, I think, judging by where he's blown the penalty.
This will test him. Lana again.
He does run straight and hard.
Lana's still driving with the legs. Well, not done yet. Not done yet. Close. Bryce. They decide to go wider now. Boykus loses the footy. So that squashes that onslaught there from Cathedral. 2 minutes remaining.
And that was a chance they had there too. TCC, they had 2 penalties in a row, but 15 and 10 metres out, and really had the chance to hit back there before half-time. But they've still got field position here, and they'll still get the ball before half-time, but that would have been a big chance.
Yeah, not really sure where Boykus is playing, because he almost chimed in the back line like a fullback. He's got number 2 on the right wing. He was the one who had to defend the try that was scored at the other end.
And these jersey numbers are allocated to for the duration of the carnival normally.
Yeah.
So you can have injuries and players that move around. So it's often you have to look to see where they're lining up rather than the number on their back.
Yeah, so he has gone back to fullback. That's why I was wondering why he's making that extra man. Because Darkin has gone to left centre.
Yeah, he's playing at the 2 spot in defence. So
interesting changes here from the coaching staff, but in the meantime, St Mary's trying to work it out, defending their 14-0 lead. Well, when I looked at this draw today and I looked at this, I would not have picked 14-0. I would have picked maybe 4-0. Got a player down. It might be the prop forward and Patrick Muir.
And that could be half time here because, as we say, the clock doesn't stop in these games. It stops for the grand final, but we've got 40 seconds left as we just see the replay here.
Yeah, I don't know. Might be winded. Well, there's some wind.
The scaffold shaking
Yeah.
here. Are we nailed down here?
Delay. Last time, anyway. So tomorrow we start at 8:30, 10 minutes earlier than today.
Yep.
And Mount Maria College will be back here to open second day proceedings. We'll take. We'll go through the highlights. Yeah, because there's some pretty good tries here. Michael Crutcher for St Mary's College from Toowoomba.
Yeah, and these highlights will be all St Mary's for now. And we saw the first try was just a great line that was run by St Mary's. Thomas Fry, the indecision in defence. And here's the second try, which again, just get around your men, you can cause troubles. That's what happened there with Brace Scott. One of the best tries we've seen so far. A fantastic finish here. TCC chasing in defence, but look at that set up. We know where that ball can bounce. It bounced the right place right then for that try. And here was the third one, which really made the job hard. Again, Scott just picking his lock forward out, who's got a bit of speed there. You love to see a forward when the line's open.
Always got speed where you can see the chalk wide open. We'll take a break. 14-0 in favour of St Mary's College from Toowoomba over the Cathedral College. Back with the second half in a couple of minutes.
We see you working hard, juggling, dreaming, climbing. We see your ambition, your dedication. We see you gaining confidence in our spaces and on our screens. Yeah, we see you doing more and going further. With CQ University Australia, it's time to be what you want to be.
We are the whole. We will make a difference in this world. We are the now. We will walk together as the heart of this land. We are love. This is who we are.
This is a city where the sun shines all year, where we sing when we're winning, and we play without fear. This city is a family, and families stick together. We've always been in it to win it. This city never says never.
Remaining on day one. And at the moment, St Mary's 14 points to deal. Michael Crutcher will go through some other results shortly. Unless we've got time here for the hooter. We'll wait for the first set of six to finish. And this, you watch. This will take 2 minutes. Too short, but we'll wait and see. But again, 8:30 tomorrow. It all starts again.
It's the earliest start on Tuesday by 10 minutes because we have a 10-minute break in the middle of the day. It's your only break at the whole carnival for 10 minutes.
I knew it. I asked for it in my contract and I got 20 minutes to go in St Mary's. Well, do they defend the lead and shut up shop? Or continue to inflict some more pain on the Cathedral College? Cathedral College, the chat would have been one, defence. And two, I think they need to go wide. They did it before. Go around this forward pack, Cathedral College. So it seemed to be a way through the middle third of the field. Could be wrong. Rolls him over. Feet above the horizontal.
Yeah, they're looking for that to get that penalty and start to get some better field position. Look through some of these other scores so far, and these are quite interesting scores. Division 1 full-time scores in round 2, and that hasn't gone out, and that breaks your heart. So St Mary's will bring that ball back.
Tate Cameron will come back to those results next break. Play. Just remembering you can watch each and every game from every field here at Confro. This was the only one that has commentary. It's on the Facebook page. All the others are on the Confraternity website. You can click on all of them, check out, see how your plays are going. And if you're really keen, surely you've got 6 devices at home. You can open a game up on each one of them, so there's a knock on.
And if you're watching the live stream on Facebook, please let us know where you're watching from. We've got people watching from near and far when it comes to Confro, teams from Rocky and Toowoomba here, but people watching from overseas. So if you want to let us know where you're watching from, we always appreciate that. Just on these other games, so a really interesting result, full time in Division 1. The 2-time defending champions, Ignatius Park 6, drew with Marymount 6. So a big statement from Marymount there, and then Emmaus College, Rockhampton 20 defeating Padua 12. So there's the second round of Pool A. Those matches are finished. Half time in some other games. Marist Ashgrove, Rocky Grammar 4-all. St Pat's Mackay 6, St Augustine's from Cairns 0. Pool C, St Brendan's 12 leading Iona 4. And also St Peter Claver 6, St Pat's Shorncliffe 0.
So dart from dummy half, all defences there, and so is the goalpost. Last tackle, Cathedral College looking for some respite on the scoreboard. Is there a little knock on there? No, play on, says the referee. It goes backwards, they've lost 30 metres. Here comes St Mary's, snatches it. Needs some support. The front rowers there, can you believe it? And Patrick Muir gets an offload, and there's a penalty for a high shot. All of a sudden we're at the other end of the park and the Cathedral College are under pressure again.
Some days when it's just not your day.
Yes, yeah. Every day, Michael. That.
At TCC on the attack there, they just looked as though there was almost a knock on, and there was a bobble in the play of the ball which sort of sparked that errant pass. And I was thinking for a moment that St Mary's are maybe rushing through too fast if TCC got it and stepped around the rushing defender, but they showed the effort. They got the ball, and here they are, 10 metres out.
So tap restart. Muir. We fry the try scorer. Now they throw Schultz at the line. Scott. Cameron steps off left, goes back the other way. Cameron trying to find his way through some forwards. Pull down, 4 metres out from the try line. Scott puts it in the in-goal area. Oh, he's put you to try. He just had to catch it. And Sam Shepherd would have got himself a double.
Yeah, we've seen it a couple of times today. Just that flick of the eyes to see the cover coming across, and it'd just be enough to take your eyes off the ball, and you can't reset in time. That was a big chance. A let off for TCC, one of the first today. So what can they do with it here?
Could be a turning point.
Yeah, they need that let off, and they just got to make the most of it. And they've made some good yards in this set already.
Yes, a very score there, and I think it's all over. So Padua are 0-2.
Yeah, that's we said this morning, that's a tough pool, that one.
Yeah.
It's as tough as we've seen in Confro in recent years. Ignatius Park in there with Padua and Marymount and Emmaus Rockhampton. So, yeah, no shame for Padua there.
Lana gets the offload, charging on as the hooker in Bryce, and Bryce take the tackle 20 metres out from the try line. He's having a whale game as Lana. Now with Sutton. Back rower in Bateman. Bateman cut out ball. Finds a charging Shelton. And Shelton will get up 12 out. Last tackle, says the referee. Crossfield. Syria puts it into the sun. Allowed to bounce. That's been touched. Try time. Bateman scores. The Cathedral College finally get one.
Oh, they did. They have been working hard for that. They get it. And when you let balls bounce in footy, you don't know what's going to happen next. And unfortunately for Marys, and fortunately for TCC, that ball bounces the right way for the Rockhampton team. There's the kick. A nice kick in the end. And you just see they hold off a fraction and you let that ball bounce. It was perfectly placed in terms of making St Mary's just unsure of what they would do. And this is maybe the spark for TCC to see if they can make the most of it from here. They're down by 10 points. There's 14 and a half minutes to go. So they've got plenty of time.
Oh, yeah.
They just need field position.
And the curse of schoolboy footy.
That's right.
Yeah, they can come back. But that, I feel that might be a turning point, that missed opportunity for a try there for Shepherd. And 90 seconds later, we're at the other end, and there's a conversion on its way. 14 points to 4. 40 minutes to go, and it's sort of like a maiden racehorse. When they win the first one, it takes an eternity. But when they do, they seem to get on with the job. Class 1 and 2. That's going to fall short.
Just short too.
Important kicks, 14-4.
It's just worth having a look at this this kick again, and just to have a look at both sides of the ball here. The St Mary's, no one really sure, just lands in an awkward spot and bounces perfectly for TCC.
Well, Bateman didn't have to do anything because they were kicking it. So he was waiting to tackle a play that was supposed to catch it for St Mary's. Didn't happen. And as you said, sits up nicely and holy smokes, I've got to try. Just like that. So let's see if this sparks something from the Cathedral College. This is going down to the wire. I've got a feeling in my bones. My osteoporosis riddled bones that they are. I've just got a feeling. So 15 short of halfway. Loses it. They're not going to get down the other end doing that all the time. Remembering, if you're watching this and you're thinking, what grade is this? This is high school, so they're still learning their trade. I think one of the hardest one to teach them is patience, I think, Michael. You're just so enthusiastic. Get on with the footy. Give me the footy. And it just comes up with some errors sometimes.
Especially the excitement of Confra. We said it this morning, this isn't rep footy, this is school footy. These are guys playing with their mates. Sometimes they've been to school 13 years together, and they've been there a long time with prep and going through to year 12. So it's a special feeling here, and you get excited going out there with your mates, and but that excitement does give away to fatigue. Look at this defence here from TCC. That it does give away to fatigue as the week goes on.
Elijah McKay leading that gang tackle, if you will. Sharply, try scorer, gets to the 30. Cathedral need to hold strong here. Number up, good defence. Coming out of the top there was Ethan Little. Scott. Jeez, I like this forward pack, and Sharply again with another carry. He's going to do a bit of a waltz there.
I think both teams have got guys really charging at the line here when they get a chance.
Just need to hang on to it. Spinning and turning in that one there is Schultz. Gets the offload. Scott puts a kick in. Does he catch this one? Yes, he does. And finally, Lucas Painter hangs on to the second one, and he adds 4 more to the scoreboard. St Mary's.
Yeah, we've mentioned Scott before today. He's been important in attack and also on some defensive moments as well. And this kick here, he just gets it. He's got the pink lace tying up the headgear. Beautifully timed kick. And
I think, it's a little bit disappointing, Shelton on number 20, because they'd already kicked there beforehand. And it was the last, and I don't understand why he wasn't numbering up on his outside man for that kick. Could easily come back in, but he was just left unmarked there, and it's a lot easier. He wasn't going to drop that one. If he did, he would have kept running to catch the 544 back to Roma Street just behind us. The wingers expected to catch those. That's their job. Catch and run.
Yeah, some good decisions being made in attack here. Get back and look at all of those tries they've scored so far. There's been moments like that kick there. There's been the lines that have been run. So they've been making the most of some of that attack. And now leading by 14, 10 minutes to play, kick to come here. They start to make the task a little bit difficult for TCC.
And they've been putting themselves in good position to score those tries, Michael, and set up those plays. And they're not just ad hoc, let's throw it around and see what happens. They've just actually come up with a plan, and they've stuck to their game plan. Although St Mary's sort of put a bit of a hiccup in it, but I don't think they were too deterred.
I'll tell you, this performance today from St Mary's, we mentioned earlier that the coaches from North Queensland and Central Queensland really unsure always every year what to make of St Mary's. They really get to the game and assess what they're like on day one, and we've seen they've got some skills in this team here. There's that kick.
Nobody can take a trick. That's the fourth one to hit the upright today, and they've come in. I wasn't going to say anything, just quietly.
As we see this replay again, it's that little, didn't panic, there's an offload here, set back up and get it across here now to the left, and that line is set there. Very sorry for the TCC fullback just trying to race across when you...
I think you're right, because all the play was going to the right-hand side, and he's going that way, and all of a sudden the switch of play, he is, I should probably take that back, he was outnumbered in the end because of the switch of play there from Scott the halfback, and this one's been allowed to bounce, and St Mary's will get the rub of the green again. So that would apply also to the Dolby College as well. They wouldn't be an unknown entity.
Yeah, just some of those schools, people don't really know what to make of them. We have so much exposed form when we see Aaron Payne Cup and Dolphins Cup in North Queensland, Central Queensland, but you know, like I remember in Charters Towers in 2018, there was really uncertainty. Then it became pretty apparent that St Mary's had a pretty decent team led by Jake Simpkin, who's now at the West Tigers. So, you know, it was clear then they had a good team, and they got the appearance of another one as Scott drills that ball very well. And I'm sure there'll be other teams watching videos tonight to see what St Mary's are up to, because of course tomorrow afternoon we hit quarterfinals in the afternoon. So if you're going to scout, you're going to do a bit of it tonight, so to go back through those videos and just see what you're looking at in the look, it's not sudden death because you keep playing Thursday and Friday, but if you want to win the Confraternity Shield, you've got to win the Tuesday afternoon game. Heartbreak Tuesday they call it, game 4 in 2 days. So there'll be a crossover in the afternoon, and you know, St Mary's in a good position to finish on top.
Goes high. I don't think it needs to be. He actually just grabbed him by the shoulders. But our first Div1 game tomorrow will be 11 o'clock between Morris College, Ashgrove and St Augustine's.
Yeah.
And, sorry, mate.
Yeah, and that's what we'll see in the afternoon tomorrow. We'll have the crossover. So there's 4 pools of 4 teams. So what we'll have tomorrow afternoon is the top team in one division will play the second team in another division. That's our quarterfinals. Yep. As I said, the 4 teams that win those quarterfinals tomorrow, they're the only ones still alive before the rest day on Wednesday for the Confraternity Shield.
Yeah, and Cathedral will be back on here again a little bit later on in the day. So, in the meantime, we see Fletcher Lloyd. Cathedral desperate for points here. Goes himself the halfback in Curtis Syriup. Gets to his feet eventually. Trying to get across for a double there is Bateman. Bateman is going to be so close, but not close enough. Well, they've come away with the footy in the end here. Is there going to be a changeover? He's having to talk to the touch judge. It's a penalty for a strip. Or mark a defence not square. So they've come up with another 6 tackles here, Cathedral College.
Yeah, so the way this will flip tomorrow afternoon, it's Pool A 1 and Pool A versus Pool D 2. So this is Pool D here now. So it may be that the loser of this game potentially may play the top team in Pool A, which may be Ignatius Park.
Interesting, but still got to beat the best.
And there's still a long way to go. Who knows what happens tomorrow, and who knows what happens tomorrow afternoon. There's lots of footy left.
Fletcher Lloyd on his back. Good defence there from St Mary's. They want to hold on to their line. They only want the one crossing. Ball back inside. Trying to get it over now is Bryce, and he's going to be denied again. St Mary's standing up. Again, they try to work it through the middle. Peacock. It's 4 on 3 to the right. They go that way.
We've had a car key
They do.
lost.
Still alive, and that'll be a knock on. Don't know whether it was the last or not. It will be a changeover.
Lost somewhere.
We're just keeping an eye on some of the other scores at the moment. St Brendan's 26 leading Iona 4, so Brendan's making a bit of a statement this afternoon in that one. On the other field at the moment, St Peter Claver 10, St Patrick Shorncliffe 0 in that one, and we've got one other game that's still underway we've got 2 games, I'm sorry. St Patrick's Mackay 14, St Augustine's 0, and Marist Ashgrove and Rocky Grammar 4-all.
Still tied up there. What field's that one on?
Field 3.
There you go.
Penalty here that will help St Mary's again. I tell you, we don't want to start these games any later because it is getting quite dark here.
Oh, mate. Lucky I brought my Huskies. So, yeah, it's not a... Ooh, big shot. Last year we were behind glass as we were in Mackay, so...
Yes.
This will test us out.
One of the things you notice too, John, we've had great crowds here today. Lots of parents have travelled from near and far to come here, but the level of chat is a drop ball there. The level of chat on the sidelines from the supporters of parents, it's such a good conversation. It's in good spirit. There's no complaining about the referees, and that's what really that spirit of confraternity that we talk about here. And you can go to your junior league games on Sundays, and you don't often hear that same level. But here at Confraternity, we've got 6 fields going concurrently. We have got literally hundreds and hundreds of people at different games, and it's such a respectful level of chat. And the referees have got a fair bit to do with that. They've had a great day, the referees, in most games.
Every referee that's been on this field has done a great job. They have different ways of refereeing. We had one referee had them back like 12, 13 metres. Others stick to the 10, but they're consistent. Consistent with their knock-ons, with their headshots. Anything that just hits the head, that's it. It's just
and we have had a few.
complaints.
We've had a few judiciaries today.
Oh.
We have had a few just because people might, hit people high accidentally, necessitates a review. But it's all been done well. I was at one before, and that was a caution. There was a send-off, and that was enough. So it's a really well-run competition. It's its 43rd year. It's done very well.
Last tackle. Cathedral looking for their second try. They try to kick it in the corner. It's been knocked on there by the centre 3/4 in Mackay. So St Mary's will come up with it, albeit the wrong end of the field. But they're not huddled in the in-goal area. So 2.5 minutes remaining here on day 1, Confraternity 2023. And plenty of our sponsors happy to get involved year after year too, Michael, which is great to see.
Great sponsors. They're very loyal. CQ University's been a sponsor now for many years, and the naming rights sponsor for the carnival. They're very passionate about it, and these sponsors keep coming back. Once they're involved, they see what we spoke about before, that spirit of confraternity. There's so many positives to being involved in this carnival as we get a short kick.
Well, there's a confident play. It's been knocked on, I think, from the St Mary's player. Back rower in Jet Day. Yeah, CQ University. I rang them a couple of years ago and sent through my Year 12 results, and they never got back to me.
You had results?
Well, they were in crayon. A lot of liquid paper.
Liquid paper?
Yeah.
That used to be a big thing.
Yeah, it's still a big thing. If you could find it. Along with the Perkins paste. Now we're going back. Yeah, good on CQ. Lovely part of the world, beef capital. So I think we're going to go up and live stream bull sale there next year. There you go, that'll be fun.
Oh, you do it all.
Hey,
there's nothing you don't live stream.
As long as I haven't got to ride one of them. We'll judge them. Anyway, I like to see this boy because he's got it. He's got something about him. He just hasn't had an opportunity yet. He just seems to be that sort of player who can carve him up. He gives an opportunity. Lana again gets the offload. They've been doing quite a bit. Here's Syria. See Sutton thinking about kicking to the corner. They go to the blind side. Allowed to run. So just a tackle there from Sanderson. Here they come again. Lana deserves a try. The big fella. He's tried hard. His quick play, the ball's been a feature. It's a knock on. Loose carry. That'll be full time. And St Mary's College from Toowoomba, comprehensive winners, 18 points to 4 over the Cathedral College. And as you'd expect, a lot of exhausted players at the end of day one.
Yeah, it's a big first day. A lot of emotion goes through it, and then you've got to go back to your accommodation, have something to eat and get ready to go again. So that's going to be the excitement, the challenge for these teams now. A game of 5 tries in that match. 4 of those going the way of St Mary's and 1, of course, to TCC. So we've learned a bit today. We'll learn even more tomorrow morning, and by tomorrow afternoon we'll have a bit of a handle on what's going to be happening for the finals days on Thursday and Friday.
All right, Michael Crutcher, on behalf of yourself, myself, John Devine. Thanks also to Luke Oxford and also Simon Gillies for commentary today. We'll be back here at 8:30 for the kickoff here on Field 1, Confraternity 2023. Have a great evening, everybody. I'm sure the boys will sleep well, as will I. Michael, good evening.
Good evening, John.